And we're live. What is up, metalheads? Welcome back to another installment of Full Metal 5, our resident show where, I get four people and we all yell at each other because something did not make the list. I'm your host, Chance Ellison, and this week with the release of Smallfoot, because I did not want to do anything regarding night school, and I couldn't think of anything to do regarding the old man and the gun. I took a look at Smallfoot, and we are doing the top 5 best non-Disney, non-Pixar, surprised I had to make that clear, animated films. And I have, I can't say I have a great panel. I have a panel to discuss that with me today. First of all, the person he has first taste of Full Metal 5 is already back for more. It is Brian Michaels. Brian, what's up, bud?
Hey, glad to be back. Had a lot of fun last week. Thought I'd try and come back again this week. A little bit of a different take with the animated films, but looking forward to making people mad.
Oh boy, oh, you're not alone in that job, because next to you, someone he has been on the show for a long time, and I'm happy to have him back. It is you may recognize from a live video he did earlier this week. It is the Cosmic Night Fury, Nico Suave Regoli. What's up, buddy?
I was told Ken Knapsack would be here and there would be apple pie, so I'm very disappointed that neither of those things are here, and someone lied to me. But yeah, if you know my nickname, you know what movies I'm going to fight for to get on this list, and yeah, I will fight tooth and nail to make sure they get on this list.
Toothless and nail.
I did offer Ken a spot, but I told him the topic. He said, "Nah, bitch." So you heard his voice right now, and you either love or no, you don't love him. You definitely despise this guy. It is the king, Caleb Coho. Caleb, what's up, bud?
Wow, I like that intro. I did not know I was going to be on a panel with Russell Howell's brother over there. So this is going to be a fun match. Mr. Hot Takes, welcome back. Nico, your State of the Union address was great, and I hope Christian Harloff hears it and promptly laughs in your face.
I know somebody who can guarantee that he will see it. Next to him, and rounding out the panel, someone who I'm already regretting having on the show. It is Senior Super Spicy Takes 2.0. It is Ryan Permison. Ryan, what's up, bud?
Well, thank you for that intro, kind sir. No, I'm happy to be back. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, so I'm happy to jump in, cause some chaos, have some hot takes, make everybody upset, and light the internet on fire. So this is going to be a lot of fun tonight.
Lighting the internet on fire should not be a goal. It could be a side effect. That should not be our goal here, because our goal here is to curate a top 5 list right here live for you. What we do is we work in 3 different processes. The first one is the nominations period. What we're going to do is we're each going to go around and nominate a non-Disney, non-Pixar animated film until we get to a top 7. For a movie to make top 7, it has to get 3/5 majority votes. Excuse me. And I will start the nomination processes. And as anybody who knows me knows, I'm a major animated guy. Like, it's just one of my favorite mediums of film. I grew up watching a bunch of different animated films. So when this topic came knocking, I have a lot on my list that I could throw up there. First one I'm gonna throw up, I'm looking to one of the greatest animated film directors of all time. I'm talking Don Bluth. Don Bluth has won some of the best animated movies of all time, Disney, Pixar, thrown in or otherwise. The dude was an absolute master of the craft. And I'm going to throw out one of his movies first. I'm starting with 1982's The Secret of NIMH. The Secret of NIMH is the anti-Disney at the time, because it was brutal, it was adult, it was mature. It's tackled a lot of just really complex themes, and it ended up being a really, really great movie. I still think it's Don Bluth's best to this day. So I'm gonna regret this. Ryan, Secret of NIMH, does it make top 7?
Well, lucky for you, this is one of the films I have seen a number of times. I watched it growing up like everyone else. I really liked it. It was took some turns I didn't expect it to take. It was very mature and dark for its time, but it really works. It's a really good story, good animation, good characters. Don Bluth just kills it on this one, respectively. So yeah, Secret of NIMH is a heck yes. I would definitely put it on the list.
All right, we're going so far so good. We got a yes from Ryan. Going to similar sounding name. I'm going to Brian next. Brian, Secret of Nim. Does it make top 7?
No, but
Hey, Chance, he has your Wi-Fi connection.
Kiss my ass, Nico. All right, we'll come back to Brian. So because you're mouthing off, Nico, I'm going to go to you next.
I have actually not seen this movie.
Oh my gosh, get him out of here.
Hey, I made my intentions clear. I was here for 2 specific movies. Just based on the fact that I don't know it, I kind of have to give it a no.
Yeah. All right, going to Caleb. Going to see if I can get Brian again. Brian, want to try it again? You broke up on your end.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Yeah, I switched computers. Hopefully, I have a better connection there. Secret of Nim, I got nothing against it, but it was never one of my favorites growing up. I mean, it was okay, but I wouldn't put it in the top 5.
Jesus Christ! I'm on a show where I agree with Ryan. This is already going south. All right, going to deciding vote. I guess Caleb.
Ooh.
Do it,
Up to
Caleb.
you.
Do it.
Secret of Nim. Does it make top 7?
I love the power. I remember reading the book The Secret of Nim in 4th grade for class and then watching the movie, and it was terrifying. But I remember liking it, but not as much as reading the book. And looking at the other animated movies that have come out since The Secret of Nim, I have to say no, because I think there have been some better animated movies that have been produced since Secret of Nim. It's nothing against Secret of Nim. I like Secret of Nim. It's just I'm not necessarily keen on putting that one on a top 5 list.
Well, I'm just gonna end the show we're ahead because we're clearly past the point where nothing is gonna happen on this list that people are gonna like. So Secret of Nim does not make top 7. Jeremy, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm sorry, Jeremy.
So Caleb, I'm gonna go to you next. So you can just give your first bid for top 7.
Oof. You know what? I'm gonna save my number 1 favorite non-Disney anime movie for maybe second.
Of course. Because why would you get that first? Doesn't make any sense.
Because
He's hoping somebody else wastes their pick on it.
I don't necessarily want to throw that one out first. That's why. I think the movie I'm going to nominate first is a I think classic Aardman film. Aardman, the British stop motion claymation animated studio, made a film in 2005 that won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. It's a very great, fun animated comedy called Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. It is a fantastic film about 2 favorite British TV characters on the big screen that kind of go through the similar sort of werewolf story tropes. But it is fantastic and fun and sweet and charming. And I think that should be on the list. That's the first one I'm going to throw out.
All right, so Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit is up for top 7, and I'm going to go first. And I love the original Wallace and Gromit shorts. I thought they were absolutely, like, I grew up watching the shorts and they're absolutely brilliant. The movie, I liked it when I was a kid. I rewatched it, and it is a really good film. But it kind of showcased that I think Wallace and Gromit work better in shorts as opposed to a feature-length film. Not that it's not a good film. I just think it feels like their comedy stretched a little thin in this film. Not that I don't like it. I really do like this film a lot, but I think there are a bunch of other films I'd rather put on this list than Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit. So I'm going to say no to this one. Go to Ryan next.
All right, for Wallace and Gromit, I've seen a few of their shorts. The short special story, whatever. And as far as Curse of the Were-Rabbit, I believe I did watch that movie once, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. I wasn't jumping out of my seat saying this is one of the GOATs. So for this, as much as I think Wallace and Gromit can be fun at times, I just don't think they're worthy of being in the top 7 for this particular list. So with all due respect, Caleb, I'm going to say no to Wallace and Gromit.
All right. And now I'm going to Nico next. Nico.
Now, this is a movie I actually have seen.
Oh!
But it's been a while. It's been a couple of years. And, I kind of feel the same way Chance does, in that, you know, the benefit of the shorts is you get the comedy, and then you get what you get like that. Whereas with the movie, I remember as a youth enjoying it, but also feeling weird about it at the same time. So for me, I'm gonna give it the Simon Cowell treatment. It's a no.
All right, so that sealed the deal. Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit, does not make top 7. Brian, I'm going to go to you. What would you say about Wallace and Gromit?
Pretty much would have echoed everything everybody else said. I mean, I enjoy the shorts. The movie I remember seeing, it was, you know, enjoyable enough, but I think I would not put it in the top 5. It's better as shorts, I think.
All right, and now we go to you for the next nomination.
Me?
Yes, you.
My pick. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and pull out my number 1 pick right away. My favorite animated film of all time, not Disney, of course, is very different from Disney, and that is South Park: Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. I love this film not only as a great animated film, but one of the funniest comedies I have seen maybe ever. I was literally laughing out loud and crying. I was laughing so hard when I saw it in the theaters. And it succeeds as a musical. I mean, the songs by Mark Shaman are actually masterfully made just on a musical standpoint. South Park has kind of faded in recent years. It maybe has overstayed its welcome a little bit, but this was South Park in its prime, and it's just hilarious.
All right, so South Park: Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. I'm going to go to Caleb first.
I often joke the only South Park related thing I've ever seen is the Book of Mormon, because that is the only South Park related thing I've ever seen. I've never seen South Park: Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, and have never had the desire to. So,
oh, you need to see this.
Well, yeah, I see that because your taste is shit. But I keep going, and check out the Kohaskis if you want proof, folks. But for me, South Park: Bigger, Longer came out in '99, which was a great year for film. And this is honestly, like, you go back and watch it. This is one of the best. Like, it's a great satire, one of the best satires of that era. And yeah, the South Park hitting on all cylinders. It would have been so easy for them to just, like, you know, make a super long version of the show, which, I mean, they kind of did, but they kept all the best aspects of the show. They worked really hard. The animation, although simplistic, is still really not surprisingly translates really nice to screen. The songs are great. Even got nominated for an Oscar, which favorite of somebody on this panel, Robin Williams, sang the song there. So yeah, you know what, South Park: Bigger, Longer, Uncut. I still laugh at it. I'll give that one a yes. Gonna go to Ryan.
For South Park, of the bits and pieces of the South Park show and the series that I've seen, it just doesn't really do it for me. And I've only seen bits and pieces of the Bigger, Longer, Uncut movie. So for this, I'm gonna have to say no. I'm just not a South Park fan. That animated film never even crossed my mind when I was making this list. It's not even listed on IMDb as one of the best non-Disney / Pixar animated films. So no, thank you. It's a no for me.
IMDb also lists Interstellar as one of the greatest movies of all time. So
that's pretty
take
pathetic.
IMDb's word with a grain of salt.
With a grain of salt, yeah.
Nico, I know you haven't seen it, but let's see what you can say.
He's never seen it.
Just vote yes anyway.
I am a big South Park fan, though, and I actually disagree with Brian that South Park has lost a step. I still think it's in its prime. The premiere of, season 21 is actually tonight, which I completely forgot until just a moment ago.
All the more reason to vote for it.
So I better set my DVR. But, yeah, anything South Park, not just because Jessica will disown me as her fictional son if I say no, but I'm going to say yes to this movie. Put it on the list.
He's doing it under duress.
Have you seen it?
All right, well, South Park: Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, the first movie on top
Jeez.
7. Harley Bork, you're welcome. We're going back to Nico for his first nomination. Just say which house ring you're dragging, you're throwing up, and we'll get on with
it. You know what? A new entry popped onto the list, and I want to see what happens if I go with that first.
Oh boy.
Have you heard of a movie called Sausage Party?
Oh dear God.
When I heard that this movie was coming out, I had so many questions as to what it was. And when I walked out of that theater, I left with more questions than I had answers, but I was so happy for having more of those questions than answers. Like, the things you will see in this movie, first off, don't watch it if you're under the age of puberty, because you'll be scarred for life. But secondly, this just the fact that they held nothing back when Seth Rogen and Kristen Wiig and the entire crew made this movie. I think it's brilliant. It's a brilliant masterpiece of insanity, and that's the best way I can describe it.
Okay, so Sausage Party is up for top 7. I'm gonna go to Brian first.
If you like Sausage Party for what it tried to do, then you really should go watch South Park, because it does it, and it does it a whole lot better. If you want to be adult humor in an animated film, then you would really enjoy how well that's done as a satire. Sausage Party, on the other hand, I put on my list last week, but it didn't end up nominating it for the most disappointing movies of all time, because I thought it turned into a one joke movie, and that one joke got old after about 10 minutes. So I'm going to say no.
All right, that's 1 no for Sausage Party. I'm gonna go to Caleb.
I actually kind of completely agree with Brian. Went in, saw it, laughed a bit, laughed periodically, maybe because of one joke here or there, and definitely was left with more questions than answers, and just a very odd ending. I'm just gonna say no and move on to Ryan.
Well, actually, move on to me.
Oh yeah.
And I actually disagree with you on the movie itself. I think that movie is actually surprisingly, it's actually really smart when you look at it. There's a lot of clever commentary, there's a lot of really smart jokes in there. But at the same time, yeah, no, it doesn't make top 7. Sorry, Nico.
The throwaway option has been thrown away.
Our adult slot has already been taken by, I think, definitely a better movie. So yeah, can't use South Park a bit, which means it does not make the list. So Ryan, what would you have said about Sausage Party?
Judging from the trailers I saw for that movie, the premise of it just didn't really work with me. It didn't sound like something I would want to see ever. And the other reason I didn't want to see it is because of Seth Rogen. Don't like the guy. Don't think he's a good actor at all. I don't think he adds anything to the table. He needs to go back to acting school because he's not doing a good job. And I don't care how much money his movies make. But other than that, yeah, Sausage Party would have been, in the words of two wrestlers on two competitors on Monday Night Raw. Hell no! Just no, absolutely not.
All right. Well, first of all, Ryan is definitely wrong about Seth Rogen.
Jeez.
He's a brilliant actor. And first of all, I'm just gonna hide because I don't want to be here when this nuclear take goes off. So, Ryan, give me your first pick.
His first pick is Shrek Forever After.
Shut your face. There's only one good Shrek movie. Shut up. Anyway.
It's Shrek 2.
You're not gonna nominate it, are you?
No, not right now. Maybe another movie like that somewhere down the line. Anyway, my first nomination for this particular occasion, I'm going to go with, I believe it's another Don Bluth movie. I think it is. I think he made this one. I'm not sure.
Okay, I come out of hiding.
I'm gonna go with this one, and it's gonna be Rockadoodle.
Okay, I'm going back into hiding.
Right? What? What is wrong with you? I'm gonna go with Rockadoodle. I think it's a fun family film. It's got its charm. It's got a few good songs in there. I mean, Chanticleer is he's a cool character, singing some good tunes, lighting up the sky, bringing up the sun, making it rise, all that good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I caught it on online recently, and I still think it's to a certain degree. I still think it's entertaining. So I'm going to throw Rockadoodle into the mix, which may sound out of left field, but I'm going to throw it in anyway.
All right, so Rockadoodle. God damn it!
What is wrong with Rockadoodle? What is wrong with you
I have
guys?
faith in you. God damn it. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna say it. Not gonna leave my cards. But I'm gonna go to Nico for his first vote. So Nico, Rockadoodle.
Do you even know what this movie is, Nico?
I don't even know who Don Bluth is, to be honest with you. This is why I don't win anything in general movie trivia. No. Just no. I don't know what we're talking about. So.
Yeah, he's never seen it. He doesn't even know what it is.
Be that as it may, we keep going. Going to Brian.
Brian, do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I can't believe it got brought up here.
What?
I mean, it's. I remember seeing it. I think back in when did it come out? Like mid '90s or something like that.
Early 90s, 92.
I think it was like 91, 92. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The best thing Don Bluth ever did was Dragon's Lair.
Jesus.
He did have a couple of good movies. I got one I might bring up later if we get down that far on the list. But Rockadoodle, I gotta say no.
All right.
And going to Caleb.
Yeah, he would have said hell no. What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know what a rockadoodle is, and nor do I want to find out. So.
Look it up, man. Look it up online.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
God, man. If there's any Rockadoodle fans out there watching this, put it in the comment section or the chat.
Yeah, both of you.
Yeah, all two of you, so you can get bullied.
All two of you.
Am I the only person who remembers watching this as a child?
Yes.
No, I remember watching
Sadly,
Rockadoodle.
I wasn't a child, so
I remember watching Rockadoodle, but I started liking other Don Bluth movies more. He has two significantly better films than Rockadoodle, so
That's fine.
actually he has several significantly better films than Rockadoodle. So no, that doesn't make the list.
I'm sure one of the better ones was brought up earlier and didn't make the list.
One of the better ones was absolutely brought up earlier. All right, it's going back to me. So okay, we can get back to not making good movies again. All right, here we go. A lot of I'm surprised there's still a lot left on the table. So I'm gonna go with one that I'm positive will definitely make the list because it's a great film. It's from someone who is widely known for making great animated films, and I'm going with The Iron Giant. The Iron Giant took a great spin on the whole boy and his blank story by adding a giant killer robot voiced by Vin Diesel in probably the role that he fitted most. I mean, he's perfectly suited to voice a giant thing that doesn't talk very much. You have some great vocal performances from even Vin Diesel. He, as Lily said, he's still really good at it. Harry Connick Jr. is really good. Jennifer Aniston, Christian McDonald. You get some really great emotional moments between the robot and the boy. The animation is fantastic. I believe this was Brad Bird's directorial debut, and you can clearly see why this dude had such a long, great career after this, because this was an absolutely fantastic movie. It sucks that it did so poorly at the box office because it was a really great film. And, it's one that, like, when people think of, like, best non-Disney, non-Pixar animated films, this is the one that will always, always come up. So I think Iron Giant definitely deserves to make top 7. Going to Ryan first. Ryan.
Oh boy, here come the hater comments.
Dear God,
No.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it, man.
No. I get the point. I'm not going to let you destroy this show.
Panic button.
I'm sorry. I have yet to see this movie. In all the years I've been on this earth, I have not seen the movie.
I haven't seen it. Okay, that's fine.
I have not seen The Iron Giant. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to say no just because I have not yet seen it.
All right, fine. So,
it's on my list, though. I am going to see it.
I thought you were going to say that you've seen it and we're going to hate on it.
No.
That's where I thought he was going to. That's where I thought he was going.
I have not seen it. That's the only reason.
How can you hate The Iron Giant?
No, I just have not seen it yet. It's on my list.
But you see Ready Player One, so that counts. Close enough.
Yeah, Ready Player One is
good. Brian, you next.
Go to me. Oh, absolutely. This one was the one I was going to put on my list if somebody else didn't bring it up before me. It's a great movie, like you said. Brad Bird's first film, he knocked it out of the park. You had Vin Diesel practicing his Groot thing long before there was Groot. It's heartfelt. It's great. The animation is great. It's nice to see some 2D animation out there too. Still, at the time. So absolutely yes for me.
All right, and I'm gonna go to Nico. Have you seen this film? And does it make top 7?
I'm in the same boat as Ryan. Throw it to Caleb so he can put it on the list officially.
Jesus Christ!
Dear God.
You guys asked to be here.
I did. I made my intentions clear. I had 2 movies in mind that I wanted on this list, and then I was good to go. I was just going to go with the flow for the rest of the show.
And you didn't even nominate one of the 2 movies, Nico. What the hell are you doing? Going to Caleb.
Yeah. I love this movie. I saw it. Fun fact: if we had done this in the beginning of this year, in the first weekend of January, wouldn't have seen it. And then I was dying in the emergency room, and I saw the movie when I woke up, and it was pretty good. So yeah, put it on the list. I have a fun story.
Thank God for your good health, and thank God for Iron Giant making top 7.
This
All
movie
right, so
is
Caleb?
so good, it saved Caleb's life.
It is. I swear, the Iron Giant saved my life.
Well, you get to. I'm curious. I think I already know what your number 1 film is, Caleb. And just to prove it, I'm going to write down what I think you're going to nominate next.
I'm actually curious. Okay, sure. I'll actually go for my number 1 favorite animated movie that's not Disney or Pixar. And it's definitely a personal favorite. It's not for everyone, I don't think, but I love this movie. It's got a great score by Hans Zimmer, and it's very well made. It's a DreamWorks film. Came out in 2010. It's called Megamind.
Son of a bitch.
What did you have?
I'm not gonna tell you.
It was Shrek 2, wasn't it?
It was not Shrek 2.
Was it any of the Shreks?
No, it was not any of the Shreks. But keep going.
Okay.
You want to make a case for Megamind?
I do want to make a case for Megamind. Megamind is a very great take on the Superman story in reverse. I really like. I love Will Ferrell's performance as Megamind. It's very comedic and very heartfelt and very sweet, while also being a really enjoyable time. I really like Jonah Hill's Titan, and Brad Pitt has a really great smaller role as Metro Man. And Tina Fey, great supporting actress in this film, plays a great Lois Lane character. It is essentially the story of Lex Luthor, of Superman and Lex Luthor, if Lex Luthor won. But Lex Luthor also comes from space with Superman, sort of thing. And it's a really great, I think it's a great story, a great film. And it's one that I always find myself coming back to. Now I will leave it open for a chance to tear me to shreds.
Okay, I'm not gonna. don't make assumptions yet. So Megamind is up for top 7. Now I like this movie. I really do like Megamind. I ain't got no problem. I ain't got no problems with the Megaminds. Well, the one problem on this list is I think there are a couple movies that are significantly better than Megaminds that should be on this list instead. Not that I don't like. I think it's like, even as far as like DreamWorks go, that's like middle of the road. I think there are better DreamWorks films. I think there are definitely better movies from the animated movie world to make this list that are not Megamind. So I do like the film. I think you're right. Will Ferrell's really good in the film. Jonah Hill's great. David Cross as Minion is also really funny.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I got to give Megamind a no.
That's fine. I quote this film daily. Like I love.
Oh yeah, so do I. Like anytime I'm like giving a speech and like I hear "I love you" from the crowd, I'm always like, and I love you, random citizen.
I call my dogs. I call my dogs Mignon every time. Mignon.
All right, well, going to Ryan next. Ryan, Megamind.
Oh, here come the comments again. Once again, this is a movie I have not seen,
Oh,
and
to
to be honest with you, like the trailer looked but then again, you know,
the trailers do look but when you watch the movie,
the trailers really do look
I may have
very
to sit
different
down
movie.
to watch this one. I don't know, but for right now, I have no desire to watch this movie at least for the next 5 years. So I'm sorry. Megamind just looks dumb, kind of silly to me.
It's really good.
I'm not, and the other thing is, I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan. I think he has some acting problems himself. But other than that, yeah, it would have been a no for me. Period. End of story. Just because I haven't seen it. So
This might be the last good movie Will Ferrell, or the last good performance Will Ferrell ever did before he's kind of went on autopilot for a lot of his films.
yeah.
Nico, anything to say about Megamind?
So it's been a while since I've seen this movie, so there's a lot I don't remember, but I don't have any bad memories of it. But then again, the fact that I forget a lot of it might just show that, like you said, it's kind of in the middle of the road in terms of DreamWorks movies. So
I'll be honest though, I don't remember a lot about the original Star Wars. Still a top 10 movie of all time for me.
Okay, shut up, Caleb.
Just saying.
You're so full of crap.
I haven't seen it in a while. So.
Part of me is curious to hear what Brian has to say. So
yes,
I'll tell you what. I'll throw Caleb this bone. I'll vote yes, so we can have Brian do the tiebreaker.
Cool.
Damn you. God damn you.
Oh, so
Nico. All
basically-
right, well, Brian,
So you
Power's
want
in
to
your
vote
hands.
it off. So you want to throw it to me so we can be mad at me instead, is what you're saying.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Megamind. I was pleasantly surprised. Like I said, the trailers weren't very good, but the movie turned out to be pretty fun. there are definitely many better DreamWorks movies. So I can't say top 5 though.
That's fair.
All right, so that's it. Megamind does not make top 7, and we're going back to Brian for his nomination.
Oh, well, seems how these people haven't seen some of the bigger ones, my list is in trouble. Let's go. Well, let me see. I know Nico has that one covered.
He's got the
I'm
other.
gonna go a little left field, and this one might suffer from people not having seen it. But looking at animated films, one of the ones that really struck me just in the last few years ever was Leica Entertainment. Is one of the best new studios as far as animation. They did Coraline, they did Paranorman, but my favorite, well, one of my favorites, was recently Kubo and the Two Strings. I mean, the movie's got like 97% Rotten Tomatoes score. It was nominated for all kinds of awards. It's emotional. It's the most beautiful stop motion animation I've ever seen. Travis Knight, who was directing the Bumblebee movie, it was his directorial debut, even though he's been kind of.
You mean the Iron Giant remake?
It does look a lot like Iron Giant. But it was his first time directing with Kubo, even though he's been the head of Leica from the beginning. So, I mean, I hope enough people have seen this movie that they realize that what a beautiful masterpiece it is.
And for those of you who don't know about Travis Knight, you may know him by his street name. That'd be Chili T.
Oh, yeah. Look it up on YouTube. You'll enjoy that video.
Oh, yeah. He pretty much, like, what's that dad? He started his career as a rapper. He wanted to be a rapper. And his dad looked, he's like, you know what? Fuck this. Find something else to do.
Did his dad, like, own Nike or something?
Yeah, his dad, the chairman of Nike.
Yeah.
That's why he got that money. So, Kubo and the Two Strings up for top 7. Going to go to Caleb.
This is one of the ones that I still have yet to see. I'm behind on Leica. I'll admit it. The only Leica I've seen is Paranorman, and I hated it. So.
Wow. Okay. So going to me next. I've seen all of Leica's films, and not that I don't like Kubo. I think the movie's really, really good. I think there are two. Well, not two. There's one other Leica movie I like more than Kubo. Like, listen, it's number 2 for me. If you thrown up one of the other ones, I would have definitely said yes. But I love stop motion. But Kubo looks great, probably the best animated of all their films. But I got to give it I gotta give this one a no. Going to Ryan.
I'm with Caleb on this one. This is one I've yet to see. I've not seen it. I saw the trailer, looked all right. I may check it out somewhere down the line. I mean, we'll see. But I will give Travis Knight a little bit of credit. That recent trailer that did drop for that so-called reboot of Transformers, at least they're going to try to do it. The second trailer looked decent. It actually looked pretty good. So who knows? Maybe Bumblebee will turn that franchise around. But for now, I would have said no just because I haven't seen the film. But hey, who knows? Maybe Bumblebee will be a good film, and we can forget about half the Bayformer movies.
If nothing else, go check out Chili T's music video for Get Off My.
Never heard of that, but I may have to check that out.
All right, so Nico's vote doesn't count. I'm assuming he hasn't seen it just because.
It's been on my Netflix watch list since it came.
Yeah, I get it. So I'm massively screwed up on this panel, folks. I apologize. So, Nico, I'm going to go to you for your next nomination.
Okay, now let's get serious. How many of you guys heard of that movie Alpha that came out over the summer?
Oh, dear God.
Where are you going with this?
How is that animated?
No, I'm about to show you the movie that beat it by 8 years and did it 10 times better. That would be How to Train Your Dragon, the first one.
Okay,
there are so many things to love about this movie. It's basically a boy and his dog story set in the Viking era, and the dogs are basically endangered and at war with the people. But you get to watch this boy grow. You get to watch the dragon grow with him. They form a symbiotic bond that completely changes the entire environment around them, the entire Viking civilization as we know it. And also we get a little bit of a story of Hiccup, the chief's son. He's trying to figure out what is his place in his dad's shadow. Does he have to be the typical stereotypical Viking of muscles, not brains? And no, he figures, no, I have a brain. I'm going to use it. And I see that that these animals have something that they can teach us, and we can teach them as well. We don't have to be fighting these beautiful creatures. And in turn, like this kid and his pet dragon, they change everything. They change everything about the way they live.
All right, so How to Train Your Dragon is up for top 7. Gonna go to Brian first.
How to Train Your Dragon. I actually prefer the second film.
Really?
So wrong.
I think it's got everything the first one has, and it's a little bit more mature. And I know that's next on your list. And go ahead and mark me down for a yes on that, but we'll talk about that later. But then the question becomes, do I want to also vote for this one? But really, I had them both on my potential list, so I'm going to go with a yes.
All right, gonna go to Caleb.
I like the first one infinitely more times than the second one. I think the second one is a shot in the foot and overrated. But I think the first film is really sweet. I definitely didn't expect the movie that I got, and I liked it. There's 5, 6 other movies that I think deserve to be on the list before How to Train Your Dragon. I won't be upset if it makes it on. I'm going to say no, but I won't be upset if it makes it on. It probably will, but, you know, it's fine.
Well, it comes down to me. I feel like I know what Brian's going to say. How to Train Your Dragon. You know, it's a real shame that this came out. I feel like this movie got really overshadowed because it came out the same summer as Toy Story 3, which is, I'll admit, it's a way better film. Second, Robert Parker. But, yeah, I would actually argue How to Train Your Dragon as DreamWorks' best film that they've ever made. I think How to Train Your Dragon, the animation of that film is just gorgeous. All the voice work is fantastic. It's probably the best Gerard Butler's ever been. Jay Baruchel as Hiccup's really fantastic. And yeah, I think the bond between Hiccup and Toothless is it's really fantastic, and I really like it. It's a great film, and I gave How to Train Your Dragon to the second yes it needs to get onto the top 7. Ryan, what would you say about How to Train Your Dragon?
I haven't seen the film, so with all due respect, I would have said no.
Damn it, man.
The first one's good.
All right.
I've heard good things about both films, so.
Well, everybody duck and cover because Ryan's about to give another nomination.
2010 was a good year for animated movies.
It really was. Again, everyone duck and cover. Ryan's about to give another nomination. Here we go.
Shields up, engage. Anyway, that's for another franchise. What the hell? Anyway. Oh gosh, should I go for the big one or another lad of left field one? Who knows?
Go for the big one, goddammit.
Go for Shrek. You're going for Shrek.
Face, Caleb. Yeah, there's only one good Shrek movie, and that's going to be the first one. The first one is Shrek is awesome. It's a really, really good animated film. I think it's hilarious. It is one of the most quotable animated films ever made. It's got a great cast. Everyone was at the top of their game. DreamWorks killed it with this movie. So of all the 100,000 sequels that came after that don't really count for me, even though 2 and 3 were good, 4 was not so much. I'm going to go with the original, the one that started it all. And yes, I know the Muffin Man, the one who lives on Drury Lane, and say Shrek should get on this list. I'm going to say Shrek, the first one.
I can't believe he didn't close it up by saying that Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Oh God,
Dude, I don't want to go cheesy on this thing, okay? I want to be real.
Yeah, I swear to God, you do a donkey impression, you out of the stream. All right.
He gonna be real. He gonna be that chili tea real.
I'm gonna kick you out of the stream when we're not doing donkey impressions. All right, so going to Brian first. Does Shrek make top 7?
Not for me. It doesn't.
Oh come on, man.
Shrek was okay. I mean,
what?
I'm not impressed with some of the animation. If you look at from a technical standpoint, there is funny stuff in there. One of the big problems is it's Mike Myers recycling a lot of jokes he had already used in the Austin Powers movies on Saturday Night Live. He reused the accent that he'd used before, and so that kind of took me out some points away from the film for me as well. Not that I don't enjoy the film. You know, I've watched it. My kids enjoy watching it, so I sit and I laugh. But I couldn't call it top 5.
All right, going to Nico. I should have gone. I was supposed to go Nico first. I'm sorry, Nico. You next.
Caleb, Jim likes Shrek 2 more, right?
he, Kane, and myself do.
What is wrong with you people?
I'm gonna give this movie a yes just to spite Jim.
Ah! Why did you do that, Nico?
Nico and I just became best friends.
Also, All Star by Smash Mouth. It's the only likable song that band has, and I love singing it in karaoke. So that's fine.
If I had said that it's not Jim's favorite, would you have voted no?
Possibly.
Okay.
It's going to Caleb next. Caleb.
He's gonna say hell no.
Tip my hand. I do like the first Shrek, but I agree with Brian. The animation doesn't quite hold up on a technical standpoint. It looks a little wonky in places. And I think I like Shrek 2 more because of the world building it does, and I think all 4 have merit. I like the first 3 a lot more than 4, but I think 4 has some interesting concepts that it takes. But I don't think it was executed properly, and then we don't talk about Puss in Boots. But I think Shrek 2 and 3 are good. I think Shrek 2 personally is better than Shrek 1, so I'm going to vote no.
Sick freak.
Yeah. Go. All right. So it's up to me now. It's funny. I remember going with my mom and dad. We went to a drive-in double feature, and one of the films we saw at a drive-in was Shrek. That's the first time I watched it. It was a really good film. I even just watched it recently. It really holds up. But Shrek 2 is so much better.
Come on, man.
And I can't give Shrek the spot that Shrek 2 really deserves. So maybe it'll come up later. Maybe we get to nominate that. But yeah, Shrek, sorry, buddy. You get a no.
Jeez.
Jim, I did it for you, buddy. We're doing it.
All right, so
one of the biggest ones I had on this list, and yet it still got no. Jeez.
All right, back to me. There's so many I could bring up, but I know a lot. This is some of you guys probably haven't even seen.
It's probably an independent film.
Kind of is. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go out of character for a second.
Okay.
Anybody who knows me knows I don't like the particular art form I start talking about, and I'm going to nominate an anime film. Yes, I am going to nominate an anime. And the reason I'm nominating this film is because I'm not an anime fan, and this movie like really moved me. I actually checked it out because so many people were telling me to, and I was super impressed by that. I'm going with Akira. Akira is a dystopian Japanese animated flick that tackle like gang culture and so many just different complex things. Akira, it's beautifully animated, and I was surprised to find out when it was actually from. Like, it still holds up very, very well. And yeah, there's so many there's so many, like, you can watch it dubbed or sub, and either way, it's like all the voice actors give great performances. It's a great complex story. It's really dark, really, really great. And I think it should be on top 10. It's not going to make it because I know at least 2 of you haven't even seen it. But I am nominating Akira. And Paul Oyama, this is for you, buddy. Thank you for turning me on to this stuff. Going to Ryan first. Ryan, I know you haven't seen it. You just want to get your no out of the way right now?
Yeah, that's right. No, I've not seen this film, so it would be a no for me.
Nico, I know you haven't seen it.
Nope.
Yeah, Brian, you seen Akira?
I actually just watched it for the first time about a month or 2 ago.
Okay.
I had heard for years how it was one of the greatest anime films. Anime has never really been a big appeal to me, but
it's not for me either. Not for me either.
There's certain ones that I've checked out and I've enjoyed some. This one, I wonder sometimes if it suffered from me hearing so much about how great it was, because I watched it and I was really a little bit disappointed. It was okay. It's the second film tonight to make an appearance in Ready Player One that we've talked about.
Good point.
But I don't dislike it, but I wasn't impressed. No.
All right, so Caleb, it's up to you. Oh no, actually, that closes it. Akira does not make top 7. Sorry, Paul. I tried. Caleb, what would you say about Akira?
I actually had to Google this to make sure it wasn't Disney. But it is not. It's Toho, and Toho is not owned by Disney. So that counts. But also haven't seen it, so I don't know why I'm
I know.
check anyway.
I just wanted to
Beating around the bush.
I now know to not nominate any more foreign animated films because I know you guys.
I mean, if you had nominated the right one, I would have said yes.
Well, maybe I'll get to that one later. So, Caleb, what do you want to throw up next?
I'm gonna go back to the DreamWorks pool.
Oh God.
And I'm gonna throw up. Let's see, my top of the 5 left that I have that I really want. 4 of them are DreamWorks because DreamWorks is actually really great. And I'm gonna go with the second DreamWorks film ever made, The Prince of Egypt. It is a fantastically, beautifully 2D animated film with a little bit of 3D elements. It's probably the best Val Kilmer has done. Well, it's one of his best, I think. I think Ray Fiennes is excellent. Patrick Stewart's in this cast. Michelle Pfeiffer, Sandra Bullock, Jeff Goldblum. Fantastic, outstanding voice cast. Steve Martin Short. It has great songs, great music, a great story. It is a very well condensed version of the Ten Commandments from the 50s, and it's beautifully animated and well told. I'm going to put up The Prince of Egypt, which I think is still one of DreamWorks' best to this day.
All right, going to me first. Growing up in a Catholic household, Prince of Egypt was always on, during Easter time, and I remember watching it in Sunday school. I like the movie. I can't give it a yes, though. I mean, I do like the animation techniques. It was one of the first. Well, not one of the first. It was a film that did the whole technique of blending 2D and 3D animation really well. A lot of sequences are really great. But yeah, I can't give it a yes. Not because I don't like it. There are other movies I like more that I think should be on this list. Going to Ryan.
Well, this is going to shock a lot of people. Unfortunately, I have seen this movie. I have seen this one. Yes, I've seen this movie once or twice in my lifetime. And I must say, I was very impressed by this movie. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. It is really, really good, really solid. Excellent voice cast, as the little peasant, not king, known as Caleb pointed out. Really, really good stuff. A good soundtrack, an incredible story. And believe it or not, Caleb, The Prince of Egypt is actually on my list.
Nice.
So, you and I, for the first time in 100 years, agree on something. The Prince of Egypt, I would say yes. Prince of Egypt should end up on this list because the animation's really good, the story's incredible, the voice cast. I mean, Val Kilmer, bless that man's heart. Him still struggling with throat cancer and whatnot. Met him at a con a couple months ago. Nice guy. Signed my Batman Forever Diva. So nice of him to do that. Great stuff. So yeah, Prince of Egypt is a heck yes. And Val Kilmer, we'll pull one for you, buddy. Go Iceman.
All right, everybody, take a shot of your apple juice. Ryan said that he met someone at a con.
Now everybody check out the bingo slices. So, Caleb, we're going to you next. Not Caleb. Nico.
This is my nomination.
So I know this is one of Jess's favorite animated movies of all time. But I have not seen it. So
it's on Netflix. Watch it. It's on Netflix. Watch it.
Get on it, son. Get on it.
Just by default, I have to give it a no, which means Brian is the tiebreaker.
Again.
Again.
The power.
He made a face. He made a face too when I brought it up. So.
Yeah, I mean, Prince of Egypt. I mean, DreamWorks. When they first came out as a studio, they showed out Peacemaker and showed they could do live action movies. And they came out with Prince of Egypt and really announced themselves as a player in the animated film, and they could hold their own next to Disney. But it wasn't just a studio putting out a film. They put out a really good film with a great voice cast. The music with Hans Zimmer and Steven Schwartz, who went on to do, he did Wicked, he did Punchback, some other stuff. So definitely yes for me.
All right, well, to my ever-loving shock, well, I'm not upset, but Prince of Egypt makes top 7.
I got one on the list.
That's awesome.
I think everyone's got one so far except Ryan.
Yeah,
so
thanks.
Let's go to, well, you're the one side to go with Rockadoodle first. Going to Brian next.
Hey, at least I recovered from it with Shrek.
That still didn't make the list.
Yeah, but it's a much better film than Rockadoodle.
It's a stronger choice than Rockadoodle.
It is a stronger choice than Rockadoodle. I'll give you that one.
Much stronger.
Oh, Christ. My leg is falling asleep.
Uh-oh, that's not good. Just say How to Train Your Dragon 2 so we can get it over with.
Yeah, so we can vote you down and move on.
Yeah, we.
It's Brian's choice, not Nico's.
Oh,
it's my turn?
Yeah.
Let me see what to do next.
Bring up that list again, Brian.
it is How to Train Your Dragon 2.
It is. It has to be.
Brian, if you want to take it, I'll let you take it.
No, see, I know he's got that covered. So yeah.
He's got it covered. He's cool.
How about you bring up Shrek 2 so then we can say it?
Oh God, please don't bring up Shrek 2. Don't.
See, I've got some I think that will belong on here, but I'm pretty sure people are going to say they haven't seen them. You know, I'm just going to throw away another one of my picks just because I think they deserve to have one on here, and that's Leica Entertainment again with Paranorman.
Oh dear God.
I don't care if you're going to vote no. I wanted to at least be mentioned. I saw previews for this. I was not interested at all. It didn't look like anything would appeal to me. I watched it, and I was so pleasantly surprised. Not only did Leica show off how great they are at stop motion animation once again, but it's a great horror film. I mean, yes, it's accessible for kids. It's a great gateway horror film to introduce kids to horror because it's not too scary, but it's got all the conventions of it. They kind of poked fun at it and played with it, but it was actually, you know, a good film. And so I'm going to vote for Paranorman.
All right, Paranorman is up for top 7. I'm going to let Caleb rant first.
Paranorman came out 2012. and a very similar
movie release dates.
Better film came out that year as well. It was called Frankenweenie. And it was much better because Paranorman feels very much like a Tim Burton wannabe, and it fails in every aspect. There's nothing in this film that I find enjoyable, and I think it is very if this is what all of Leica's films are like, then I'm not interested. Because I think Paranorman does not belong within a top 10, a top 15, a top 30 of this list. So bye-bye.
Go to me next. And goddamn, Brian, I keep telling me you to nominate a Leica, we keep nominating the wrong one. Although I do like some a lot. I think Paranorman, Caleb's he's way off base. Paranorman's a great animated movie. Definitely, like 2012 was another great year for animation. This was another highlight of that year. Then because no one else is gonna do it, I'm gonna give this one a yes because I'm pretty sure the other two haven't even seen it. So, Ryan, I'm gonna take a wild guess.
I think you would have guessed correctly. No, I have not seen this film. I have really no desire to see this film because it looks like a Tim Burton film, and Tim Burton films haven't been good in like over 2 decades and a half. So, no thank you. I have no desire to watch Frankenweenies or Paranormans ever in my life.
Your reasoning astounds me for why you don't watch films. This is no wonder you don't win a trivia. And going to Nico.
I've won some matches, son.
You got it right.
What?
I said, congratulations, Nostradamus. You got it right.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Nico and I are in the same boat for a lot of these.
Because why would I expect panelists on an animated movie panel to have seen animated films?
I made my intention.
You need to screen the panels before you let people in.
I mean, Chance, I think I'm doing a good job of seeing most of them.
I'm gonna start like screening panels now. Nico,
I've only not seen Rockadoodle, Kubo, and South Park.
Nico, I'm gonna let you go next.
Okay,
just say it. Just say it.
Okay, How to Train Your Dragon #2. Now, this movie picks up 5 years after the original movie ended. And there has been a lot of growth since then, if you've paid attention to the cartoon series that they fit in between. So basically, Hiccup is now running a team. He has tons and tons of leadership experience, but he's still kind of running away from his destiny of being chief of Burke. And so he kind of like runs off on his own for a little bit. He runs into his long lost mother, who he thought was dead. She teaches him everything he apparently didn't know about dragons, which is insane because he was basically he and Fishlegs were the encyclopedias, the walking encyclopedias of dragons. And so for him to just find this whole new world that his mother was keeping secret and learning all these new things is crazy. Meanwhile, there's a villain named Drago who has one arm. He basically hates dragons because they blew off his arm in an accident. And so he plans to use mind control to enslave the dragons and rule as king and pretty much just conquer the entire world with a dragon army. So we get a lot of interesting plot twists here and there. And also we get some stories of love, of gaining and losing, of family, and more coming of age for Hiccup in that he grows even more than he did in the first movie.
I thought you were going to tell us the whole plot. Okay, so How to Train Your Dragon 2 is up for top 7. Going to go to Brian.
I didn't know we were supposed to get.
Oh wait, I already have your proxy written down, so I already know your answer.
Well, I mean, I loved it. I would put it on the list. It did everything the first one did, and it got a little bit more mature, and added Kate Blanchett, who always does a great job and elevates everything she's in. So yes,
that's true. She elevated Indiana Jones Came with the Crystal Skull from hot garbage to regular garbage, going to Caleb next.
She also elevated the House of the Clock and its walls from garbage to meh.
I kind of like that movie.
It's all right, but we already got one How to Train Your Dragon on, and we got the right How to Train Your Dragon on. I'm gonna say no because I don't like 2 as much as 1. It's not a bad movie. I just personally don't like it as much as the first one. And we've already got 1 of it, so I don't think we need 2 of the same series.
Yeah, I echo what Caleb just said. We already had the best How to Train Your Dragon on here, and I think there's one anime movie from the same year that I think deserves a spot on this list more than
I think we're thinking the same thing, and if you say it, yes.
We have to be. So, Ryan, deciding vote.
Oh, what? What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Those off there. I felt like I was hearing an entire movie ruined for me the last 30 minutes. Jeez, what was the name of that movie again? Oh yeah, How to Train Your Dragon 2. Yeah, I've never seen either one of these, so I would have said heck no, because I haven't seen either one. I do plan on watching them though. Somewhere down the line, I'll watch them.
All right. Well, Ryan, your next nomination. Bomb shelter's ready.
All right, shields up. Get ready to engage again. Anyway. All right, I'm going to go a little bit, maybe not too much, but I'm going to go a little bit out of left field, see where this one lands. And
wait, as if the other ones were in right field?
Shrek was okay. Rocket was like a billion miles out of left field. Shrek was actually in the wheelhouse. Okay, let's be honest. Shrek was in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, Shrek. I'll give him Shrek. I won't give him Rockadoodle.
Chrek was in the wheelhouse, so give me a little bit of credit.
Rockadoodle was in the wrong Fenway Park.
Dude, forget Fenway, dude. Camden Yards all the way. Shut your face. Anyway. This one came out long time ago, very long time ago. I think a lot of generations grew up with this movie. I think some of them are still watching it now. So I'm going to throw the one about a spider and a pig, and I'm going to go with Charlotte's Web. I'm going to go with Charlotte's Web because it's a movie I grew up watching as a kid. I thought it was really good. Templeton is the funniest, dirty little filthy rat that I've ever seen in my life. He likes to crack jokes. He does a really good job at that. And also, the ending just gets you every time. Like, I recently rewatched this movie, like, not too long ago, and the ending just broke me. It's so good, and it's a great story with great characters. So I'm going to throw Charlotte's Web into the mix. That is some pig. Charlotte's Web. Let's see what you guys have to say.
I was very surprised you went this direction. Okay, so Charlotte's Web is on for top 7. Going to Nico.
Haven't seen it.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Brian.
Meh. No.
What is wrong with you?
At least I've seen it.
At least he's seen it. All right, go into Caleb.
Have your kids seen this movie?
I mean, I forgot this movie existed. And I loved it. I loved this movie. It's the animated one is the best version of the story told. No, it didn't. We read the book in class, and I liked it.
We all did.
Like when I was in elementary, love the book, love the movie. Sure, I'll give it a yes vote. Why not?
All right.
And
somebody's seen this movie.
I have seen this film. I read the book. I was actually in a play of the story when I was younger.
Oh my god! Awesome.
I did not think it was when making my list, although I do love this movie a lot. Hell, Debbie Reynolds as Charlotte is fantastic. It's tough, but
come on, man.
No, I get to know.
Oh my!
I gave you the left vote.
I guess that wasn't so tough. All right, here we go. Back to me.
Great movie. It's a classic.
We're up to our fourth go around. So okay, here we keep going.
Yeah, we're gonna be here all night, folks.
We could
Not
be here all
really.
night. Well,
Nobody's
that's-
seen anything.
Yeah,
We are
because
gonna be
because
here
no
all
one's
night.
seen anything.
You mean Nico and Ryan haven't seen anything?
Caleb, you keep talking like that. I'm gonna
Have you ever
reach
seen
out
South
from the
Park or
screen and
Kubo?
choke you.
Okay, South Park. I'll give you that. That's like one of 3 that I haven't seen so far.
Go watch
There's
it.
two I'm debating between. I know this one. Okay, I'm gonna go with the one that's on brand. I think that will make the list. I'm gonna nominate. I know people hate when I do this, but Desperate Times Call for Desperate Measures. I'm gonna nominate an animated superhero film.
Interesting.
And this was theatrically released, and I think this is up there with the best interpretation of this character, and that is Batman: Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh,
Why
my
didn't I
God,
think
I
of
forgot
that?
about that.
Why
Mask of
did
the Phantasm, I would argue. I don't know if I would do it voluntarily, but I could argue that as the best interpretation of Batman. It takes what I think is the best incarnation of Batman, that's Batman the Animated Series, which is arguably the best Batman, arguably the best Joker, and puts them in a feature-length film. The movie is gorgeous, a nice self-contained story, so you don't have to have seen the animated series to get it. It really dives into the psyche of Bruce Wayne as Batman as he encounters someone from his past. It's a really great film. It does a lot with the Batman mythos, and like I said, characters of Batman interpretations that you actually most people like hold in super high regards today. So I know people don't like it when when people make non-comic book nominations, and non-comic book lists, but with this panel, Desperate Times Call for Desperate Measures. So Batman: Mask of the Phantasm is my next nomination, going to Ryan.
Are you kidding me? Like, I am shocked that I didn't think of this earlier. My mind is just blown out of proportion. Yes, this is one of the absolute best Batman films ever made. It is most certainly one of the best animated films ever made. I mean, I'm telling you, like, I love this film growing up, but I watch it now. I appreciate the film even more so now than I did when I was a kid. I love this movie. Great story, great cast, great character, great. This movie just defines greatness. It defines 5 stars. It has what John Roca would say, gravitas. It has it all, and it has it in spades. And yes, I've met Kevin Conroy at a con. He's a great guy, fantastic.
Take another shot, audience.
Take another shot, guys. All right, here we go. But yes, Batman: Mask of the Phantasm would be a heck yes. It would be on this list, and it deservedly so deserves to be on this list.
All right, so that's a yes from Ryan. Nico, should I even ask?
You've never seen it.
I actually have seen it.
Oh, okay. Yes! Finally, a movie you've actually seen.
You want to talk, Ryan?
Watched it for the first time over the summer, and I did like it.
Oh God.
But I kind of feel like the Lego Batman movie is above it.
Oh.
Dude, you want to talk hot takes? You just dropped the hottest one of the night.
I actually just forgot that the Lego movies counted. Wow.
Did you really?
I forgot those counted. I gotta
That's
readjust
the big
my.
surprise.
I gotta
Caleb,
readjust
so
my.
did I.
What do you think
So
I was
did I.
talking about?
So-
I think Lego movies counted.
So with 3 spots left on the list,
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna give it a no because I feel like there's a better Batman movie that could have been nominated.
No.
All right, going to Brian.
Choose wisely, Brian.
I enjoy this movie. It's actually, I believe it's in November. They're actually putting it back in theaters for a 25th anniversary screening.
Are they really?
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
like November 12th or something.
Oh, nice.
I gotta look this up on the internet. Look that up.
Yeah, I just saw that like last week.
All right, let me see.
I like the movie. I actually very much enjoy the movie. It would not have made my top 5 or 7. But I'll give it a yeah. Yeah.
All right, so that settles it. Thank Christ. Batman: Mask of the Phantasm is on the top 7. That means there are 2 spots left. Kayla, what would you say about Mask of the Phantasm?
I love this movie, and I would have voted it on, and I'm not mad that it's on. But Nico also just made me realize Lego Batman movie is a thing that can be nominated for this list, and I would have gone
I'm
with
very
Lego
curious
Batman
what
over it.
2014 movie you thought I was talking about instead.
I thought you said 2010 movie.
Oh, 2010.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about a different movie with yellow guys, but yeah,
Oh God.
no, that's the 2014 movie that I would rather have. Would be Lego movie. Yeah.
All right, well, no matter what, it's your nomination next.
I'm not gonna nominate Lego Batman or Lego Movie because I think those are gonna be covered. I'm gonna go with my last smaller
It's
pick.
filling up. Are you sure?
It's a great film. that launched to the 21st century of animation from DreamWorks.
Sure.
Excellent blend of 2D and 3D animation again. Great score from Hans Zimmer. Great songs by Elton John. Great performances by Kevin Kline and Kenneth Branagh. I'm talking about The Road to El Dorado.
Oh, good God.
I think this film is great. It's very clever in its jokes. My favorite joke of line of the film is "You fight like my sister. I fought your sister." That's a compliment. I adore this film. It's a great film. It's very underrated. I'm gonna throw it out so I can be chewed to the wolves once more.
God damn it, Caleb! We gave you an avenue. You had an avenue. You didn't take it.
I did have an avenue, and I'm taking my last secret. Not
Well,
secret, but
and you're gonna get punished for it because Road to El Dorado gets a no from me. Not that I don't. I mean, I grew up watching this film too, but in revisiting it, it doesn't. Like DreamWorks has so many better movies that you guys are not nominating, and I'm very disappointed in you guys. I'm very disappointed in all of you.
I'm
Except you,
nostalgic.
Brian.
I grew up with this film. I've seen it. I saw it like for the 18th billionth time probably like last week, and I love it. Still love it.
Either
Still
way,
works.
it's a no from me. Going to Ryan.
Which one is this again? Road to El
Road to
Dorado?
El Dorado.
Yeah.
Okay. Both. That's the only thing I know from that movie. I'm sorry, but I've never seen this movie, but I really do want to see it because it looks hilarious.
It's
And
on
it looks,
Netflix. Get on it. It's
and
on
it
Netflix.
look-
Get on it.
And it looks like a lot of fun. And the two characters, I can relate to those characters because I'm a comedian myself, and I do a pretty good job at it. So yeah, but for this list particularly, I would have said no, just because I have yet to see the film. But it looks like a lot of fun.
All right. Nico.
Is this the one with Sinbad?
No, that's the other
Moving
one.
on. Brian.
That's enough. That's
Oh,
enough.
wait, no, actually, that settles it. El Dorado, Road to El Dorado is not making top 7.
Oh,
Brian,
good.
I especially enjoy the chemistry with Kevin Kline and Kenneth Branagh. It would not have made my top of the list. Although I I think correct you. I'm not sure if maybe I heard you wrong. Prince of Egypt was their first animated film. This came out 3 years later.
This was after.
I was
Yeah,
thinking.
it was in 2000.
I think Ants came out before Prince of Egypt.
Nope.
Okay, then I'm wrong.
Anyway, Ants came out in '98, the same year as A Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. The
Oh, it's
Anvil
Prince of Egypt's '97 then, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Release dates.
So, Brian, your next nomination.
Okay. I have 3 I want to make the list. 1, I'm sure half of you haven't seen. I'm gonna go with Lego Movie. I like Lego Movie. I think it's hilarious. I think the comedy is good. I think that the animation actually was surprisingly good. It was a combination of they used computer animation as well as some actual stop motion using Legos in some parts. Lego Batman I enjoyed, but it wasn't quite as fresh. I think it was kind of the newness, the originality of doing a whole movie in Legos like that. It kind of worn off. But the voice cast, Chris Pratt, Elizabeth Banks, I thought it was really funny. And I'm assuming it still counts because there's some live action segments at the end. But those live action segments,
It counts. We're not the Academy. We'll count it.
I think really helped to hit home.
Oh, does that mean
the whole relationship with the father and son and how that worked in? I thought that was brilliant.
Does that mean we're also going to count Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No, we're not. No, we're not gonna get from Roger Rabbit. That's completely out of the question.
What about
That's
It
Disney.
has to
What
be a
about
percentage
Space?
of animation, I think.
But what about Space Jam?
Space Jam doesn't count either.
That's weird.
Jeez.
All right.
All right.
Alright.
Caleb, what would you say about the Lego Movie?
I love Lego Movie. I like Lego Batman more, and that took 3 or 4 viewings of Lego Batman for me to get there. But I love the Lego Movie. And how many spots are on this list left? There's 2 spots left.
Two.
Probably at 3. Or no, you're right. Two.
Mm,
Let me see.
I'm afraid if I downvote this, we won't get Lego Batman on. So I'm gonna vote yes for Lego Movie because I want one of the 2 on. So
Go to me next. Talk about a movie that nobody had any expectation for. We saw the trailer where it's like, it's going to be an hour and a half long commercial for Legos.
Dumpster
But-
fire.
Oh, we were just so incredibly wrong. That movie, it has a lot of heart, it has a lot of brains, it has a lot of smarts, has some great characters, great performances from surprisingly great voice cast. This was one half of the year that was Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt had an amazing 2014 that really catapulted his leading man status. I haven't rewatched it recently. Does a really great job of analyzing like the corporate world and corporate greed. And yeah, the whole story with the father and son, it adds a whole new dimension to that story that I actually really like this a lot more than I do like this more than Lego Batman, even though I really love both films. And yeah, I say Lego Movie definitely definitely makes top 7. So that is it. That's the 6th movie to make the list. We're almost there, guys. Don't worry. Ryan, what would you say about Lego? Your voice didn't count. What would you say about Lego Movie, Ryan?
Yeah, the Lego Movie, I've seen both, Lego Movie and Lego Batman. I like both of them for different reasons. I did a rewatch of the Lego Movie recently, and I gotta say, I think I still like Lego Batman more so than Lego Movie. But then again, without Lego Movie, we wouldn't have gotten Lego Batman. So I'll give credit where credit's due. I would have said no, just because I like Lego Batman more so than the original Lego Movie. But then again, the Lego Movie is a lot of fun. It's great for all generations of all ages, and everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. And I've never seen Liam Neeson act that way before. Like, he's a really bad guy, and then he's a good guy for like 2 seconds. Hi, buddy. Would you like a glass of water? I mean, it's my goodness gracious. That is some of that is one of the funniest things I've ever seen Liam Neeson do. And this is coming from a guy who kicks ass, takes some names in that Taken trilogy, even though there's really only one film in that series. But man, like, yeah. Film's good, but for that list, I would have said no, with all due respect, because I like Lego Batman just a little bit more. But it's Lego Movie, still a good movie, and I highly recommend it for those of you who have not seen it.
All right, and Nico, we already know you haven't seen it, so you just get your next nomination out.
I would have given it a yes. I would have given it a yes.
Oh, you have seen it. Okay. Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
All right, Nico's awesome now. He's a little awesome.
All right, Nico, your next nomination.
Okay, so I kind of have a feeling where everyone is going with their next nomination, or at least where Brian and Chance are going, and maybe Caleb.
I don't know where I'm going with my next nomination.
You have no idea where I'm going, pal.
But Chance has said that there are tons more great DreamWorks movies that we have not been mentioning. And granted that I'm partially to blame because I was focusing on one franchise in there. But now that one got rejected and one made it in, I can move forward, and I'm going with the Kung Fu Panda franchise, specifically the second one.
You did the wrong one.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
Let him make the sales pitch.
I don't know, something about this one compared to the other two, it just seems really cool to me. I feel like it's better than the original, and it does a good job setting up the third at the same time. Like, we get to delve more into why Po is the only panda that we see, and we get to watch him grow more as, like, he's making the transition now from student to or is it the master one more the third one? But like the relationships he has with the Furious Five are growing. He's getting more on Master Shifu's good side more and more. Oogway passes away, I believe, so that's a spoiler there.
In the first film.
But so, like, we also get. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up a lot of stuff.
Because the second one's forgettable.
Okay, so
if you mix them up, maybe we should change your vote to the first one.
Do you want to change to the first one, or do you want to stick with the second?
I still prefer the second one, even though I obviously can't remember much of it. I still prefer the second.
No, because I'm gonna make the case. I will make the case for Nico why I think the second one is better. Because I'm giving this one a yes. I think this is the best Kung Fu Panda movie. You have all the great crew in the first one. And what I like about Kung Fu Panda 2 is, like, they avoid a lot of things that sequels normally do, like normally try and, like, nerf the hero. But no, Po is just as big a badass, but he has more layers and more challenges to go through in this movie, you know, dealing with a lot, like, the realization of who he is and, like, where he came from, and the fact that he was apparently part of a great tragedy that happened before he was born that he doesn't even know about. You get I think, a better villain with Gary Oldman as the Peacock. I think he's way better than Tai Lung, played by... Who played him in the first one? It was Ian McShane. Ian McShane in the first one. Yeah, he's way more intimidating, way more badass, and Gary Oldman gives a hell of a performance. Jean-Claude Van Damme in this film, Michelle Yeoh in this film, two kung fu icons, and I think this really tackled a lot of, like, deeper emotional themes in the second one that they don't do in the first or third, despite them being very good. You're welcome, Nico.
Thank you. 'Cause I
All
was
right, okay. Now I'm gonna go to Brian.
Or did you say Brian or
No,
Ryan?
Ryan, not Ryan.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I haven't seen any of these films. So for
I
me,
was going to Brian's, not you, Ryan.
Oh, sorry. Well,
I'm
I
saying too.
misunderstood you.
See, I'm in a tough position here because I like Kung Fu Panda 2, and I prefer the first one. So do I vote no on this, hoping someone else votes for the first one? Or do I say yes to this just to make sure one gets on the list?
I will literally vote the first one next with my next turn.
All right, I vote no.
Okay, then. Going to Caleb.
But not because I don't like the movie. I enjoy the movie.
Hell freaking no. The worst of the three is the second one. The first film is so great. Jack Black is the best of the three movies. His performances in the three movies in the first one. The entire cast of the Furious Five are more compelling and interesting in the first one. The villain of Tai Lun is way more interesting to me than Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman just feels like we need to up the power level of the villain because that way we can give the hero a greater challenge. Whereas Tai Lun, I feel, was great equal villain and was terrifying. Ian McShane gives a better performance with his than I think Gary Oldman gives with Kung Fu Panda 2. And I love the dynamic of I like the fish out of water story of the first one, whereas the second one, it feels kind of bland and not as good. And it feels like a lot of setup for the third film, which I don't even love the third film as much. I think it's better than 2. But I feel like 2 was the bridge movie to get to 3, and 3 paid off a little bit. 1 is still the best one.
All right, so Kung Fu Panda 2 does not make the top 7. Ryan, Jesus Christ. All right, here we go.
Well, he already said he didn't see
Yeah,
it.
I already showed my
Well,
card.
no, but like, it's your nomination. It's your nomination.
I haven't seen any of the Kung Fu Panda films, and quite frankly, I don't think I want to because I'm not the biggest Jack Black fan. I like him, but in small doses. Let's just put it that way. He was much better in. I mean, to me, he had a great performance in Saving
What
Silverman.
do you like?
That's
I
true.
like-
What do you
I
like?
like. I'll be honest with you, Nico. I like good things. Okay. I
No,
like
you
good
like Resident Evil. No, you don't.
And you
Those
like
are guilty
Rockadoodle.
pleasures,
And you
man.
like Rockadoodle. And
No,
Soft
I don't love Rockadoodle. I just like it. I don't love it. I just, like I said, it was a left field tosser there. Anyway,
He's
next
going to nominate
nomination.
the Resident Evil animated movie now.
Yep.
Yeah, I am. No, I'm not. I need to wait a minute. Are there animated films? Oh crap!
Yes.
I didn't
Now
even
he
know they
wants to
existed.
nominate them.
I didn't even know they existed. Where was I? Oh yeah. Well, I know that one's probably not going to make it. Oh boy. All right, we'll go with this
Shrek
one.
2 as we call it a day.
No, it's not Shrek 2. It's not. Shrek 2's no, first one's better. Anyway, I'm gonna go with this one. It's probably a little bit out of left field, but maybe not. I don't know. Don Bluth made this movie.
Oh dear Christ.
And I didn't know there was another one in this franchise. The only one I saw was the second one. So I'm gonna throw an American Tail, Fievel Goes West
God damn it.
into this because I didn't know there was a first one until like a couple years after I saw this. So American Tail, Fievel Goes West. I like it. I have fun with it. I can't remember who's the voice of the big cat, like the scaredy cat. What's his name?
Dom DeLuise.
Dom DeLuise. He made me laugh so hard in that movie. And then when he teams up with Wiley Burp at the end of the movie, had that big showdown in the Wild West because I like the Wild West. I like westerns. So I thought that was a lot of fun. So yeah, it's probably not going to make the list, but I'll throw it in there. Desperate Times, Desperate Measures. I don't care. American Tail, Fievel Goes West.
I'll get mine out of the way right now. Every time I hear you say Don Bluth, I'm like, I hide. I'm like, hear you say Don Bluth, I perk up. Every time you say Don Bluth, you pick the wrong fucking movie. So no, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't make it. Going to Nico.
Nah.
All right. Brian.
It kind of goes in that same category as Secret and Nim for me. I saw it when I was a kid. Don't really remember much about it. Can't vote for it.
All right. So that closed it. Caleb, I'm assuming you would have been enough for you also.
He doesn't even know what it is.
It's the wrong Don Bluth film.
Yes, it is. This is a case of classic
Man,
wrong.
you guys hate on American Tail, Fievel Goes West? Jeez.
No, I don't hate it. He has better
There's
films,
one
so,
spot left on the list, and there's one more Don Bluth that I think could get on.
That's fine.
Is there? Okay, you know what?
Probably not.
Go for the
Well-
one that you think it is. I might vote for it.
Okay, you know what? Whether or not this one gets on, I know the next one will anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm gonna try Don Bluth. I feel like needs to represent it. So I'm gonna try one more time. Hail Mary pass. I'm gonna go with Land for Time.
Went with the wrong one.
Land.
Still the wrong one.
God damn it! All right, fine.
Still the wrong
well,
one.
Either way, I'm sticking to it. I think Land Before Time is a great film. It brought. I mean, you hear a dinosaur movie, and you think, what do you think? You think Jurassic Park. You think, big, mean, eating people, all that kind of stuff. You don't think sweet. You don't think tender. You don't think of a crew of kid dinosaurs trying to get to the Great Green Valley. Has one of the most emotional moments in any animated movie. That's when, well, spoiler alert, but this is the beginning of them. It's when Littlefoot's mom dies. She gets eaten by a T-Rex. It's pretty much like Bambi, except you see this shit happen. But yeah, like, even a big drawback a lot of films when you have kid actors in them, because a lot of times they come off like kid actors. All the kids in this movie did such a great job. The animation, like all John Bluth movies, is great. It's fluid. The line work is fantastic. It's a great emotional story. It's really scary at parts, and yeah, I think it's definitely this is the right Don Bluth movie, one of the right Don Bluth movies to put up there. So, gonna go to Ryan to tell me he hasn't seen it.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've not. No, that's not true, actually. This is not true. I have seen The Land Before Time, and I think I've seen 2 and 3, if not just 1 and 2, because I didn't know there were like 40 billion sequels made to this
There are
movie. I
literally
had
like
no
13
idea.
of these things now, yeah.
There's like 1 billion of these movies. Yeah, there's way too many. Yeah, I saw the original Land Before Time when I was a kid. I remember liking it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I didn't run out of my room or whoever I was watching it with and saying, "Yeah, this is one of the best of all time." I didn't say it was one of the goats. So, as Andrew Guy likes to say. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I saw the film. I thought it was decent. It's good, but it's not great. It's not goat. It's not goat material.
I don't know what that even means. Okay,
It means greatest of all
hasn't seen it.
time. For those of us who don't understand acronyms.
Brian.
I'll echo what he said. It was all right.
All right,
No.
And Caleb. Actually, that settles it, because that's 3-0. So I know Caleb would have shut it down. So Caleb,
No, I
what would you say
down.
about it?
I would have shut it down because there's at least one other Don Bluth I think is better.
It was 50-50. I think it went the wrong way. But Caleb, please bring us home.
I did promise that I was going to nominate Kung Fu Panda, and that I am, with the hope that someone else brings up All Dogs Go to Heaven. So I'm going
That
to.
was the one you were talking about?
Yes. Are you talking about Anastasia? Because I'm talking about.
No, I was talking about American Tail. But keep going.
Oh, I'm talking about All Dogs Go to Heaven, which is a lot better and emotional. But I'm gonna go with Kung Fu Panda, like I promised. Kung Fu Panda is excellent. Jack Black is great in the film. It's one of his best performances. It's really fun. It's really imaginative, and I love the cast of characters and the people behind him. Dustin Hoffman is outstanding as Shifu. Ian McShane is a great Tai Lung. And Angelina Jolie, great as Tigress, probably one of the best performances she ever gives because she doesn't have to act on screen. Yeah, I'm gonna throw that one out there. Jackie Chan doesn't have a lot of lines as Monkey, but when he talks, he's hilarious. You also have Seth Rogen as Mantis, and David Cross as Crane, and Lucy Liu as Viper. It's a great cast, great story, and it's awesome all the way around.
All right. For the record, I was really confused for a second, because I thought you were talking about All Dogs Go to Heaven. We said Jack Black. Like, wait, what? He's in that film? No, he's not. Okay.
No, I promise I talk about Kung Fu Panda.
No, I know. Okay, so Kung Fu Panda on the table. I'll make it quick. I'll give this one a yes. Gonna go straight to Nico because I know Ryan hasn't seen it.
It's a yes. That's our list.
All right, there we go. We have finally closed this thing out.
Jeez.
Brian, what would you have said?
Oh, definitely yes. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so we have our top 7. Before we get into the rest of the list, I'm gonna give some time for our mentions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go first. A lot of actually, I'm not gonna go first. I'm really curious. I'm gonna let Nico. Do you have any honorable mentions you would have brought up? Anything else?
I wanted to bring up the Simpsons movie.
Okay.
Oh man,
Simply because this movie came out right before Simpsons was officially. People were officially getting tired of The Simpsons. I know that's crazy because the movie came out when The Simpsons was I don't know, 20 to 25 years old. So it's weird that's when it started getting old, in my opinion. But yeah, I feel like the movie came out just in the nick of time for it to entertain people before they got a Simpsons fatigue.
All right, Caleb, any honorable mentions?
Well, we mentioned the Lego Batman movie. I'll throw out a quick few. Flushed Away, another Aardman one that I loved. Despicable Me, I think the first one's probably one of the only good ones. Over the Hedge, another great DreamWorks one. I also wanted to. I like Over the Hedge. It's really fun. I'm also going to throw out Robots, which I think is one that gets lost in the shuffle and is pretty solid. And the last one that I will mention is the biggest meme that I enjoy for guilty pleasure reasons, the Bee Movie.
Oh my god!
I almost said that as a
Dude,
joke.
B movie was on my list too.
Jesus Christ. All right, Brian, please give me some good movies, please.
Well, I had considered Simpsons as well. I think it came out a little too late, but still, I mean, even a mediocre Simpsons anything is funnier than half the stuff on TV and animated movies that come out. I also would have loved to have nominated Rango, which I thought
Rango's on my list.
It was original. It was hilarious. I love the way they filmed it, where the actors acted out the entire scenes, the whole movie, and they animated it. If I was going to vote for a Don Bluth movie, this is probably the wrong crowd for this. I would have voted for Anastasia.
That's fair.
Over the Hedge was a possibility, and the one that I knew nobody would vote for, but I had on here just because I enjoy it, is I think the best Turtles movie, TMNT, the animated movie.
Oh no!
I knew nobody would vote for it. That was just if I had to throw.
I've never seen it.
Out of.
That is a hot take, my friend.
Speaking of hot takes, Ryan, get ready to murder with the rest of your
dude. The original,
list.
Exactly. The original live-action Ninja Turtles film is the best one of them all, dude. You got to get your facts straight, son.
Oh God, no.
Anyway. Yeah, it is. Watch your face. Anyway.
Or the face inside their mouths.
Whatever, Russ. Whatever. Shut up. Anyway, my honorable mentions that were going to be grasping at straws here would have been Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest, because Robin Williams is in it, and it was half decent. I don't think it sucks. I just thought it was okay, but like I said, it was grasping at straws.
It was Avatar before Avatar.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin's little film called The Page Master.
That wouldn't have counted.
It wouldn't have counted?
No.
Oh, all right. Well,
half of that film's live action.
All right, whatever. It was grasping at straws. Then the other one wouldn't have counted either. Ants, Madagascar, the first one, because there are no sequels as far as I'm concerned.
2 is better than 1, though.
B movie.
3 is better than 2.
Yeah, B movie, just because that would have been really desperate. And a film that no one's ever heard of except me, and I'm the only one who's probably ever seen it. The Adventures of Little Nemo in Slumberland.
Oh my God!
What the hell is that?
That's hilarious. If you have not, take anything away from this episode, go watch The Adventures of Little Nemo in Slumberland. I have seen it, Ryan. Oh my God, that's like an acid trip.
I don't think it's terrible. I actually really like it.
It's like watching an acid trip.
I don't think it. Yeah, but it's still a good movie. I thought.
All right, here we go. So my nominations. These are all okay. My nominations. I have Shrek 2, which I think we kind of brought up. American Tail, Watership Down, which I know would have never gone on the list because I know at least 3 of you haven't seen it.
I never even heard of that shit.
Spirited Away, Lego Batman. I think Caleb might have said the one already.
Spirited Away would not have counted. It is a Studio Ghibli film, which is owned by Disney.
It's distributed. That doesn't really matter.
Disney's not making the films. Same with Pixar.
But like Disney's a subsidiary. Pixar's a subsidiary of Disney. They actually own the company. They don't own. Disney doesn't own Ghibli. They distribute the movies.
Studio Ghibli.
Wait, didn't Disney own DreamWorks at one point though?
No, they did not.
No, they didn't.
They did not.
Jeffrey Katzenberg, who started DreamWorks Animation, used to work for Disney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I Studio Ghibli counts because like Disney distributes. They don't make the films. They don't.
I would have voted no on a Studio Ghibli anyway. So
Disney owns Studio Ghibli. I would fight.
Shut up, Caleb. All right, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Coraline, my favorite Leica film. My favorite Aardman movie, Shaun the Sheep, the movie. I think that movie's hilarious.
Can't believe that's your favorite. That's a terrible film.
Oh, shut up. Caleb, shut the fuck up. I didn't talk during your list.
Okay.
The Peanuts movie, Arthur Christmas.
Oh,
man. A little one called Mary and Max, which a lot of people haven't seen. It's an Australian animated film. Corpse Bride, Happy Feet, The Adventures of Tintin, Monster House. Then I got some foreign ones on my list. I got Tale of Princess Kaguya, The Secret of Kells, The Illusionist, and The Triplets of Belleville, which are both French. All right.
Man, the Peanuts movie is great.
I love that. I love that movie.
God, that movie's good.
Why do I have a feeling that this episode is going to be completely redone next week with the panel that has actually seen shit?
I may have to do a redux of this.
He is going to do a part 2, and it's going to be the
3
better
out of 5
sequel.
of us have seen stuff. It's just nice to do the same topics over
No,
again.
2.5 out of 5. Caleb, shut your face.
Just a question: has anybody else here seen Your Name?
I have seen Your Name.
I never
I
even
forgot
heard
to put that on my list. Your Name. I forgot.
I would have voted yes to Your Name.
Never heard of it.
Top 7
It's good.
we have is the South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, The Iron Giant, How to Train Your Dragon, The Prince of Egypt, Batman, Mask of the Phantasm, The Lego Movie, and Kung Fu Panda. Took a while to get here, but pretty solid list. So what we have to do, we have to cut 2 of these films.
Oh, okay.
So this is round 1. We're just going to go around and nominate a different animated film until we get to a top 5. And, well, let's see. Brian's pissed me off. Nico's pissed me off. Caleb pissed me off during all the mentions. Brian's the only person that's pissed me off on this panel, so I'm going to give him the first cut.
Well, I kind of know somebody's going to try and kick off South Park, even though it's like the only non-kiddie film on here. So hopefully that'll stay. I'm probably going to piss you off. I like all top 7 films. I love all top 7 films. But if I had to cut one, it would be Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Okay, that doesn't piss me off, actually. Okay, so Batman Mask of the Phantasm. I nominated it, and given what we have, yeah, I'm okay with it going, honestly. I can let it go. I'm going to go to Ryan.
Hell no. Mask of the Phantasm is one of the all-time greats. I want to keep it on this list, so there's no chance in hell of cutting it.
And this is also from the guy who nominated Rockadoodle. And we're going to Nico.
I'm giving it the boot. Bye-bye Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh my
Really,
God,
Nico?
idiots! You're
Hey,
morons.
it deserves top 7.
Dude, it deserves top 3, if not top 2.
Nevertheless, it's off the list. So,
I
Caleb, what would you have said?
God.
I would have kept it because I think it's top 5.
Hell yeah, son.
All right. Well, yeah, I think you've seen the most out of the rest of the 3 of you. So I'm gonna let you get the next cut.
Me? Okay. All right, cool. I'm gonna piss Brian off and put South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut up because of the ones that are on here, I think that's the most expendable one. Because as a movie, though I can't speak to the merits of the film as much as I can the others, I like all the other films on this list too much and think they belong on a top 5, whereas I think South Park can be expended because it's South Park.
All right, so South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut is up for top 7.
I think people have seen this.
And no, I think we need something a little different on this list. I think South Park covers that. So I'm gonna say keep it on. Brian, what would you say?
Oh, me, of course, keep it on. Like I said, it's great animated, it's great musical, great comedy. It's deserves a spot.
Nico?
I'm gonna keep it.
What the hell, Nico?
All right, so it stays on. Brian, what would you have said?
I would have said hell no, dude. Hell no.
I want to change my vote to How to Train Your Dragon.
It's not even in the ballpark of great non-Disney animated films. Not even in the ballpark.
All right, well, Brian, I'm gonna give you. Didn't you say you haven't seen it?
Well, I saw bits and pieces of it, but the bits and pieces that I saw, I didn't
shut
like
up,
it.
Brian. You can't judge a movie you haven't seen.
Well, whatever. I just would have said hell no. I would have kicked it off the list.
All right, well, that's why you can say hell no. Just don't try to speak the quality of the film that you haven't seen. So you get the next cut.
Next cut. All right. Next one to cut off the list then, since I don't know why you would cut Batman Mask of the Phantasm. I'm going to go with Kung Fu Panda.
All right, Kung Fu Panda is up to be knocked off. Caleb, I'm going to go to you first. Can you put it up?
I really like Kung Fu Panda. I'm looking at the other films on the list. I'm going to say vote it off.
All right,
I think as much as I want to piss Nico off, I don't think How to Train Your Dragon needs to go, so I'm gonna keep Kung Fu Panda.
Well, I'm gonna go next, and I would say keep it on because I think there's one movie that I would cut instead of Kung Fu Panda. Hopefully, we get there.
I know what you're talking about. It's gonna stay.
Nico, what would you say about Kung Fu Panda?
There are 3 DreamWorks movies on this list. Kung Fu Panda is the second best of those three, and I feel like we need to get rid of the number 3 on that list. So I say,
Which is How to Train Your Dragon, right? Yeah, How to Train Your Dragon.
So he says keep it on.
yeah, keep Kung Fu Panda on.
And Brian, going to you next.
Oh, am I the tiebreaker?
You are the tiebreaker.
I hate being the tiebreaker.
Just do it.
Sorry. Thankless job.
There's another one I would vote off first. Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon kind of seem like they're in this kind of the same wheelhouse for me.
Yeah.
So if one of them had to go, I would probably boot Kung Fu Panda. Just for the sake of getting this over, let's say, yeah, Kung Fu Panda can go.
Jesus. All right. Well, either way, Kung Fu Panda is off the list.
Thank goodness.
Go. All right. So that is
I
it. We have our
knew
top
it was
five.
going to come down. I knew it was going to come down to voting off either Prince of Egypt or Kung Fu Panda, and I'd rather.
Yeah, I would have put up Prince of Egypt.
I knew that's the one you were going to put
If
off.
someone had nominated that first, I would have voted for that. Yeah.
Jeez.
I like that
So-
one. I like that movie.
Nominated. I had the next vote.
I like that one too much.
At the next nomination.
I know. Either way, we've come to the rankings part of the show. So it's the bottom of the list is going to be up for debates. We're all going to write down on a whiteboard, paper, whatever, what we think deserves to go in that spot. So, gentlemen, let's finish that. Let's finish out the show. This is the easy part. So, you all write down what you think should go in the number 5 spot. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Because screw this list. That's why it's a middle finger. and that's for 2.5 of you, not you, Brian.
Why half of me?
Because you have pissed me off.
Okay.
The Ghibli thing really set me over the edge. Disney owned the North American. They owned the North American distribution rights. They do not own any stock in Ghibli. So you're wrong, sir.
They own Pixar, and they
Yeah. Oh, we lost him again.
No, he's back. He's back.
Oh, there he is.
They do own Pixar. That's the company they actually own. They do not own Ghibli. All right, going to me first. I have the Prince of Egypt, number 5.
Oh my god.
Going to shut up, Brian. Going to you next.
I put South Park.
Okay, going to Nico.
Prince of Egypt.
Oh my god.
That's 2 for Prince of Egypt. Caleb.
South Park.
Oh, Brian, you're the tiebreaker. Do you have either of these 2
tiebreaker
films?
again. I think you know what's coming. Prince of
Prince
Egypt.
of Egypt at number 5.
Be
Come
freaking
on.
ass. The Prince of Egypt is great.
All right. Well,
It
great,
is.
great or
That's why I
not,
made
you
the top
didn't make
5.
top 5. Still made top 5. So
Alright,
write down the number 4 on the list.
All right. All right. Thanks for going with me on that one, Caleb.
Yeah. We
At least
just
we-
have the same opinion for once.
Yeah, we only agree on like 0.001% of the time. So
I mean, we
I
agree.
was
We're
here
on
to
a
witness
feels
it.
good.
yeah. At least you and I both agree that I'm a better trivia player than you. So
I beat you, so
whatever, dude. I beat you
All right.
twice.
So
It's 'cause now
going
you're
to
playing me.
Brian first.
in the league we don't talk about.
Brian.
Oh, is it me?
Brian. Be with a
Oh,
B.
right. Oh, sorry.
Lego movie.
Lego movie at number
You were so
4. Caleb.
So wrong. South Park.
Mm-hmm.
Nico.
South Park.
Ryan.
South Park.
Yeah, I also had South Park. South Park makes number 4.
Great.
All right, now write down what should go on the number 3 spot on the list.
3.
Number 3. What do we have left? Dang.
What do we?
All
Lego
right.
movie, Dragon, and Iron Giant.
Oops. Hold on. I gotta switch that.
Oh, you know what? Hold on.
All right, fine. Giving you a break.
Yep. I got it.
Sorry. I have to change my vote real quick.
The heck? Who keeps messaging? Ugh.
All right, let's do this.
All right. Got it.
All right, so going to me first, I had the Lego movie. Going to Ryan.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Nico.
Simply because I haven't seen it, Iron Giant.
Caleb.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, so unless Brian had, I think Brian, do you have Lego movie?
Lego movie.
All right, so Nico comes down to you for the
It's gonna be
tiebreaker.
Lego Movie. Let's shut up and just put Lego Movie at 3.
Yep, Lego movie.
Oh, you.
All right,
Ugh.
so Lego movie is at number 3. So now we go to the number 1 movie on the list.
Oh, we're going down. So we have How to Train Your Dragon and Iron Giant. Is that it? No.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what my choice is. I haven't seen either one. Damn it.
Just do it to piss off Nico. Do it to piss off Nico.
I believe me, I will. I enjoy ticking off Nico. So
Looks like everybody's ready. So, Nick, I'm going to let you get your vote out of the way first.
Yeah, you knew this was coming from a mile away.
I did. I very much did. Going to Brian.
How to Train Your Dragon for number 1.
Wow.
Ooh. Caleb.
I'm going to start the chain reaction for number 1, the Iron Giant.
See if Brian can continue it.
I actually went a different direction. I said the Iron Giant.
So it comes down to me. I do have one of these films, and love them both, but number 1 on the list, Iron Giant.
Yeah, baby.
There you go.
We have our top 5. Top 5. Number 5 is The Prince of Egypt. Number 4, South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut. Number 3, The Lego Movie. Number 2 is How to Train Your Dragon, and the number 1 best Pixar, non-Disney, non-Pixar animated film is The Iron Giant. This was a tough list to get through. No thanks to you guys, except for you, Brian, and half of Caleb. But thank you all for coming on. And for those watching, thank you for watching. That's from me, from all my crew here at Football News. We want to say thank you for watching, and I will see you with a more informed panel next time.